So we're gonna try and take one of these guys apart and see where everything goes. Double check what this is, double check what this is, figure out the wiring scheme for that, and we're gonna do a test on them. Let's see how we capacity test one of these guys and see how it shoots out. Alright, I also gotta build a little mini system for testing. I do have a BMS for this already, and yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks. Very straightforward. It's just how I was expecting it to be. So it's pretty much perfect. I knew they were spot welded and they weren't screw-on tabs, but I didn't know about the balance leads, but that's extremely easy. Just red and black and white. So go from one end and then just go from there. I'll probably end up taking all this tape off the plugs anyways when I do what I'm gonna do, because I'll probably have the wires coming out the front, but I'll still put this back on, so I'm gonna save as much as possible. Yeah, just go from there kind of thing. Probably just thinking about making like a 5 kilowatt hour pack, just because I have a small little 100 amp BMS, and I'll put a 80 amp breaker on it, so I'll just rate this system for 80 amps kind of thing, and it'll be 4 packs tall, so not very tall. It'll be a pretty small pack for 4.8 kilowatt hours. I think it's going to be pretty cool actually. Anyways, thanks guys. So since the wires are longer on this side, I'm going to hang the wires over this side. So the way I'm going to design this pack is they're going to be stacked on top of each other, all sitting parallel. So all the wires will hang off this side, and then I'll parallel connect each cell group, and then at the end it'll be connected to the BMS, or in the middle, or whatever I decide is best placement for the BMS. I'm going to build another case that goes around all of them, and it will seal all this into one case. And I got some nice monitoring screens for it, all color touchscreen. I got nice breakers, and it's all going to be breaker, and then all you have to do is put your negative and positive, connect them up to this, and I'll probably end up using these guys here for my terminals. These guys here, that'll be a negative and a positive. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put them. I might have one on this side of the pack and one on this side of the pack, and then that gives it some space between. Or I might have them close, so then you can just run a nice easy, like a tray, and it all stays kind of close to the tray instead of splitting up the two wires to an end. I don't know. I'm trying to pre-plan this before I get going without doing any drawings or anything, so I'm just kind of planning it before I get too far ahead of myself. But as it sits, I might as well do 4 at a time instead of testing 1, because they're all the exact same voltage now. So if I were to do 1 now, then I'd have to balance that one to the other packs, where if I did 4 at once, then they'll be balanced right from the start. So this will be another system as well. I'll go for that outback inverter. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to this. All I'm doing is popping caps on these things here. Wherever my screwdriver just went, not quite sure. Did have it here in my pocket. So all I'm doing is just going like this, getting inside that little space there, and then just popping them up. There's a latch on the right there you can see the latch. So I'm just taking that latch off. I am gonna probably keep them running through the trays this way, and I'm just gonna mark all the wires with numbers. So I have the ready to go here. So I'm gonna follow this as my negative. I marked them, negative and positive. So this red wire in here is my first negative. I know it's weird that it's red, but it is what it is. So it goes, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I just gotta cut one out at a time. I'll probably cut them back, whatever, just one at a time. Tape it up, write the marker number on it. Like, this takes time. There's nothing you can do about it. If you want it done right, you do it properly. So it's the only way to go about it. And I haven't figured out what this plug is yet. I believe it's just a side temperature sensor. I may end up popping these screws off just so I can get this out. And then if there's no power hooked up to it in the future, I'll just snip them. Because taking those 4 bolts off seems to be a waste of time. But whatever. Gotta do what you gotta do to make things the way you want it. And then, yeah, I'll just keep going. Whenever I get to the next step. Pretty much this is like the final step. Once these are numbered, I just repeat the process with 3 more packs, or however many packs is in the bank. And once they're all done and numbered, you put this back on so it keeps everything covered. You can even slap some tape on it so it doesn't come off too easy when you're messing around with stuff. And then eventually they'll all be laying down on their side, whichever side is even for all of them. Now, I guess they're all the same packs, so yeah. I could take these off here. It just looks like they're, if you look through here, it doesn't go right through. So it's probably just spot welded to this piece of metal here, this stud or whatever. So whatever. I don't know, maybe I'd just take all these covers off. Makes it a little smaller. Was even thinking I could put a fan in there too. I got some fans that will, well, 48 volt fans. So anyways, it's gonna be such a tiny pack, man. This is like 2/3 the size of the A123 10 kilowatt hour bank. So I don't know about weight wise, but for size to size, these things are way smaller. Anyways, thanks guys. Take it off. It is it's just a full temperature sensor. So I'll be getting rid of all them, I think. And I'll just have it like that. This could be extra mounting, you know, I could run a plate right up the sides. And you could really make these small if you wanted to. It'd be pretty insane, really. Could probably have them about a 1/2 inch apart once you get the lids and everything back on. Especially if you put your power connectors on as you go, just like parallel them, and you could have them right on top of each other. Really, you could probably have a bank like this big by this big, a little square. It's gonna be tiny. 5 kilowatt hours. Jesus. Anyways, thanks. So there's a complete one. All the wires are numbered and separated. Not in a great position, but it'll be good enough. And then Another pack will go on top. That can all stay flat. And we'll just have to, we might have to make some, lengthen some of these. The closer you get to where the plug was, the shorter they get. Which is fine. Anyways, thanks guys. 4 more of these to go. Also, I figured out the pinout for this too. So, this red here, negative, main negative. So then it goes, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 is this single red here. And that's the plug. Thanks. So, this is where I'm going to keep that one there. Yeah, my thoughts, these are extreme batteries. It's a 12S configuration. It's a blue energy cell. So they're 28 amp hours or something like that. Around 28 amp hours each cell. So this whole pack would be 28 amp hours at 48 volts. Or whatever, 43.2 volts. But it's within the range of the voltage of 48 lead acid. So there's a couple combinations like 14S, 15S, 16S. You know, 14, 15S for sure you get away with any inverter. I think 16S gets into the higher inverters, like you'd need a Outback or a Magnum. Anyways, I think I can get these things down to about a half an hour or so, maybe even less, to get them set up like this. Now that I know the pinout, I just cut the pin and pull everything around. Anyways, thanks.